Okay, so I've got the same issue here. I've just been live a couple of times and I've got no camera, which I find really weird. So I don't know if anyone's watching this, but I deleted the last ones. But it looks like the connection's better anyway, so I'm not really sure what's going on. So I'm just going to do the daily predictions. I've got to go out myself today. Like I started saying to everybody, hi again. Really odd, isn't it? That I felt that it was a bit flat today. It's been a bit flat for a while. But let's have a look at the daily things, because like I said, I've got to go out today, so I need to be a little bit sharper than I normally am. Still haven't taken the dog out, and it's raining here again. Where's the summer gone? Some of the people are saying now that autumn has come in really fast, and it just sort of makes sense, but it makes the summer so much shorter, doesn't it? And I want the sun, and I think that's the problem. So anyone in the sun, please send it to me now, because England is really grey right now, and miserable and changeable. So I need some energy. Come on, guys. So I've got things coming to completion. So that's just a live pic, Laura. I've got things coming to completion and today, and this sense of taking a chance to change the perspective. Now, sometimes it's not that easy to just change the perspective if you don't really know what you're changing. And that's the sense that I'm getting today. It's almost like, you know, flat, streamlined, but what's going on, you know? And this is where I feel like that expect the unexpected, because anything could happen at any moment. And I just feel that something is going to come to a close today for some of you. There is more focus. There is a sense of loyalty coming through as well from some people. So don't close off. If you're feeling like, say, a little bit flat, or you're feeling like, oh, there's nothing really happening, it's just still, you know, it's very much Mercury retrograde, which we're not even in yet. So I just think, oh, it's 1 a.m. where you are, Laura. So I'm reading as people are messaging. Oh, world problems, I think. Yes, I think it is as well. I feel that we just need to do what makes us happy, you know. I was literally woke up this morning going, ugh, and I think it might be because of the bit of the detox and cleansing I'm doing. And when you go for a healing process, you do tend to sort of go down before you come back up. So if anybody is doing this, like a cleanse, and there's sort of detoxing, then you do tend to, like I say, come down first. And I think that's probably what's happening in my world, because there isn't really anything to be concerned about. I've got a lot to do, but I'm quite relaxed. But it's just sort of so okay. And I think this is, again, for a lot of people it's going to be like this, but today it could change. You could find a new focus, you could find new perspective. There are opportunities, so don't close yourself off and think, oh, just because I'm feeling a bit flat or a bit blur that I'm feeling depressed, because it's not necessarily that. It could just be, you know, you're just coming through this transition, because I feel this is still happening, this big change, just through this full moon energy and, you know, this eclipse energy. It's so powerful. And with Uranus retrograde, it's causing this sense of almost restriction. And I've got to admit, that's sort of what it's like. It's almost like, come on, you know, break out, do something, you know, I need to make some moves. And I've got here in the reading, it's saying, you know, to change, to feel the freedom, to feel that sense of freedom, to be able to breathe, something needs to alter, a pattern that you follow needs to alter. And this is connected with the relationships. So what I'm going to say to people today is to look, just take a week of your life or a day of your life to start with. Take it in small chunks and go through your day-to-day routine with people that are around you and how you behave with them, and literally look at, you know, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. So just, again, you could even just take a morning to start with your something that's a real daily routine, and with people, it could be children, it could be spouse, it could be family, something that you would do on a day-to-day basis that is a real routine. It's so familiar that you could do it in your sleep, and really dissect it. And look at what you do, from literally putting the kettle on in the morning and making a cup of tea or coffee for some people, or, you know, the daily routine of getting the kids to school, or, you know, are you the person that wakes up your husband or your spouse, or well, spouse is husband or wife, isn't it? Or your partner, or do you just wake up alone and what's the first thing you do? Do you sort of message somebody in particular? This needs to be about relationships. It's not about, it could be about the relationship with your phone, I suppose. You know, the first thing that people do is pick up their phone. I tend to pick up the iPad or turn it on just to see what messages are there. And I don't find that an easy challenge to break. So I think I'm going to go with that one tomorrow. I'm going to start the new thing. I'm going to dissect everything. And once you sort of see what you do, even how you behave with somebody, you know, if someone says morning, how do you say morning back? You know, do you just grunt, or do you feel wound up by it? Do they grunt at you, or how do you react when someone's in a mood? How do you react when someone's playing up or smiling at you? What are your reactions? What's your natural reaction? What have you forgotten? Because I feel this is what this is about. This lunar eclipse is connected with relationships and our relationships with ourselves and others. And how we behave with others, how we behave, you know, is all reflects on how we feel about ourselves. So what I've got here is saying you can change that perspective by looking, you know, understanding, finding resolve, dealing with a situation. Maybe you are trying to deal with a situation with somebody and it's just not happening. It's just not, somehow it's not getting sorted. So find a new way to do it, you know. I've got new perspective everywhere today, but I do have also real inspirational ideas, which I'm loving, and a feeling of making a commitment to yourself, especially around younger people. Yes. Or people or children, you know, maybe children will inspire you. Younger people will inspire you. And you know, I see it's to do with things that you hear, things that people say to you. So again, we've got relationships you have with others, other people, other things that are bringing that inspiration today. Let go of your doubts. Oh, say hi to your toy poodle, Laura. Let go of your doubts and start using what you know, what you've learned to grow today. Allow fate to come in. I want you to take an hour of the day at least to just go with the flow. And every time you get a thought about, oh, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do later? Just come back to the present. Just think, well, what am I doing right now? And really be mindful for that hour. See if you can do that just for 1 hour of the day. Again, look at all those relationships. Look at the connections and what you do. So this is for those of you who are feeling like, oh, nothing's really changing, you know. So where's this drama with the eclipse? I mean, there has been a few dramas here, but they're normal general dramas. And I feel that these are sort of, for myself, it's about looking at those, you know, if they're small dramas and they're happening a lot. Yeah, sorry, I'm losing my track today. Yeah, looking at myself and what's been going on. These are general irritations that have all come into one day. Okay, so an animal throwing up, somebody knocking something over, a bird getting caught in the lounge or something like that. It all happens in one day. It doesn't just happen. This is what's been happening over the last few days. So those have been my dramas. It's all been to do with animals and an organisation and that sort of thing. And I think that, you know, this is maybe what I need to be looking at is that moment. So there's a message there somewhere. And what I'm trying to say to you guys is that there's a message in what is going on. There's learning in what is going on. There's so much spiritual inspiration around learning to be had. And if you can connect with spirit and you can rise above things, look from a new perspective, juggle things around, reorder, restructure, and look at those little nitty gritty things, you can really come out the other side. Because it's you know, if you're just feeling like restricted, but you don't know what it is, then it's got to be something really simple. Because if it was something massive, you'd see it, because you'd get that kick up the backside. Now, there is a breakthrough with work today. I feel it's going to come about lunchtime. I'm getting about 1 o'clock for some of you. But there's also this feeling of ending as well, or this end of a cycle. And some of you may have this sort of like big release, crying, or could be something gets so stressful, you just think, oh, I've had enough, and you just break it off. This could be anything. Now, I know the relationships are big key right now, but it's probably going to be linked with somebody that triggers it, or but I do get work issues as well that are important here. And also daily routine, that seems to be the thing. What is it that you need to change? What's causing you to suddenly end up in floods of tears? There's positivity here if you trust yourself, but you need to go with yourself and get back in control. You know, I feel like even though you feel maybe you've been controlling so much, you've sort of lost control somewhere. But think about your overall fulfillment. Dissect everything today. Like I said, go through an hour of a daily routine that you know, like I say, the ritual you have when you get up is a good one, or the ritual you have when you go to bed or at dinner time or something like that. Take an hour of that, then expand it more into the day, then expand it into the week and see how that changes. You just need to be calm and balanced today. Take some time to heal yourself, especially if you're feeling a little bit low, and take this time to do some self-reflection because it will pay off. And I'm seeing particularly again breakthroughs around writing. So this is something I should be doing. It's the one thing I can't seem to be able to put my pen to paper at the moment. I have been doing a little bit and I'm still trying to upload this book, so I will be sharing that with you, hopefully. I'm going to do it by the end of the day, okay? That is my goal. Just have one goal today. Let's not have millions of goals. Let's just have one. But you can fly high. You can expand. There's some energies coming in now from sort of what I call the southeasterly front. They're coming in and they're going to sort of sweep you forward. So just be ready for that. So just focus on what you can right now because there isn't anything else you can do. And if the universe isn't giving you that kick up the arse and there isn't any dramatic change, then maybe it is just about doing what you can, the best you can right now, and with what you've got. And if you're not feeling fulfilled, then it's got to be right in front of you somewhere. It's got to be simpler than that. There's new beginnings coming with relationships here today. There's a good energy around that. And again, if you look further, if you start looking at those details, you will find a lot more calm. But don't allow yourself to be influenced unduly, you know, especially around when you're inspired, because there's nothing worse when you get a great idea and someone goes, why, how would that work? You know, in fact, don't tell anyone, just keep it to yourself. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go and I've got my artwork in an exhibition today and I'm stewarding. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to have to do. I might have to take a little notebook with me and do some writing. You never know. I haven't got a small enough one to hide. Hopefully I'll be busy, or hopefully there'll be lots of people to talk to. If you're interested in a private reading, just go to my website, www.saraperrypsychic.co.uk, or check out all my other things on there, offerings and great things that I've got to offer, basically. Yes, I'll take a drawing pad with me. Yes, Laura, thank you for your little comments there. Have a wonderful day to all of you. Again, thank you to all your brilliant shares and your comments and your feedback, and I will speak to you very soon. Take care for now. Bye.